Welcome to the XL version of the Zen show. The extra large version, the 40 version of what it is to be Zen. How do you become this? What does it take? What is the effort? What is the energy? What is the love, the extra love? The amazingness of how we provide the instruments of energy to become love for everyone else through all of the ideas of sun and moon and water and earth and land and fire. It's so curious how I'm attempted most of my life to provide love for people, but people don't find the ability to see humor and love in what I say. So I always have to defend a disposition or a position. I'm not sure how people go about their lives, but today apparently is my born day. Many moons and many suns ago. And here I am again, watching and listening to this most amazing music. I wish you could see this, but I don't want to play it too loud because I don't want this to be copyright claimed. I don't think they would do this to my verbs and nouns and sounds. But I'll share this with everyone another time, what I'm listening to. And how it is that no matter what we do, there's always going to be a... no matter how articulate you are and how perfect you are with your language, there's no way that people can completely provide themselves with the understanding of the language that is possessed within you, because where they come from and what they've done through their culture and their identity and their belief systems, if you say something that has... Wow, this is so funny. Someone asked me a couple days ago if what's more important is the words or the sounds. And I've tried both with some people, and either way I do it, it doesn't work. So it's as if you're speaking with multiple different languages. If you look at an animal, it doesn't... See, I'm trying to put this in a way that people could understand physically through, say, what you'd call eyesight. You could look at an animal, right? And you could see what the animal expects, and you could kind of energize with that, and you could speak to... You could be blind and say something. You could hear something through synesthetic qualities. And sometimes those just still don't add up because there is no equilibrium in any sort of language. And language is not just the way and what we speak, but so much deeper than that, that we have no idea. Even the most amazing amongst us. Why do you think it is? Why do you think it is that the most amazing people got their fucking faces banged out, shot off? Like, I mean, didn't Martin Luther King, didn't Malcolm X, didn't... I mean, I don't mean to use just that realm of, And I'm not saying that Martin Luther King and Malcolm X weren't part of some sort of larger processes, however you like to say that. But we could use we could use all sorts of different folk or people of different systems and colors and ideas. You remember that cat that no one knows his name. Do you know his name? He stood in front of a bunch of tanks, um, and the tanks were trying to go through, like, what was it, like the middle of, oh, where was it? It was in the middle of, like, see, I'm trying to remember the name of the place, but everybody remembers this scene. He just kept walking in front of the tank, and it's like filmed black and white, right? Isn't it black and white? Or maybe it was in color. I don't know. Maybe it was right around the 60s, 70s, I think. That's all irrelevant, but it just has to do with language, and like even what he was speaking with his entire body. Like, you can't do this. This is ridiculous. This is insane. This is absurd. Why? Why? How dare you? Like, what is going on here? Isn't this absurd? Do you ever get in these arguments with people that you're just like, how did we even end up in this argument? Is it my belief system? Is it your belief system? Is it the way that we are unable to communicate properly? And I always wonder about that. Like what are we supposed to do here? I've spent at least 2 years now, and I believe, I truly have attempted to understand, and then by understanding other people's belief systems and where they come from, to attempt to describe to people what's going on, and then prescribe to people solutions to the misunderstanding that's going on in the world. Despite that, we're still sitting here going, why is it this way? Why is there, why? And we do this universally. We say, oh, why? How? How did this come about? Yeah, there's a little too much eating, there's a little too much drinking, there's a little too much fasting sometimes. I mean, look at Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma. Yeah, Gandhi. Yeah, look at all these people. Look at what they've went through. No matter what they did. No matter how they tried to teach, how they tried to preach, how they tried to attempt to assist people in becoming a better version of themselves. The best that would come about from it is the death of them. the decimal, which means a period, like the death of. So the period is literally connected to the moon, connected to succubusing and extracting, and like, how does this occur? Why can't, and we go back to this one, why can't we all just get along? You see, how does that occur? What is so difficult? I mean, I get it in the sense that, like, okay, there's children that need to be brought up and learn about the, and I don't mean learn in that way. I don't mean it needs to be like someone like teaching and professing, because teaching and professing are terrible language, terrible dispositions to take, and terrible positions at that. Because don't teach anyone, just be the way you are, and hopefully they either listen to your lessons from all the stories you've told, or they can watch and learn in their own way. But how is that we are today in this very this web, this weeble wobbled web of confusion and confrontation and conundrums? How do we get here? And why isn't it? How can it not be? How can it be that we can provide each other with some sort of light and love and wonder? Because I found myself surrounded by people that I'm attempting to show love to, and somehow they cannot accept my words. They can't accept my actions. Like I've done things to the point of I had to find other people to energize my body because all I did was say, I could see in someone's eyes the what they've been through and the fear and terror and hurt in their eyes. And all I could do was provide to them a little bit of my knowingness of saying, shit, we've all been through this. The same wind blows upon us all. But yet, people still have to find a way to be upset about everything. I mean, I get it to a point, but I don't get it at this point. You know, like it's not a point. You know, it's like life is everlasting. There's no point to anything, and we keep moving on. Because like Tribe Called Quest told you, KIM, keep it moving. Because we keep it moving and we keep it living. Because we are life. We're made of life. There is no death amongst us. Even the ones that believe death exists, we eat death, and we consume that, and then we can either exasperate it until they get it themselves, or enumerate it so they can understand through language how numbers can work, or we could facilitate it in a way that to say, hey, look at these colors in this wonderful world that we live in. And no matter what we do, like what are we supposed to do in this world? How do we and I say we because I don't think I'm the only one. I don't think I'm the only one over here going speaking these things and using this language and using these words and creating worlds and objects and but sometimes like what did I miss here on these people that most mean most to me? Like, I don't mean mean. I mean, let's see that's that's the trick of the language. You say mean, is someone means something to you. Like, no, they're not mean. They're just like, what can I do to attempt to appreciate people around me? And I think that I'm doing that, and then yet here we are. So, I don't have a lot of time left on here. So what I'm going to, again, pretend. Because don't we live in a pretend land? Doesn't everything become what it is tomorrow? But then again, tomorrow never becomes fruition because tomorrow never exists. It's only right now. It's only what your mind creates. And creation is so difficult to accept for most people. Because the creation is enveloped within the mindset. Enveloped within the mindset means that if you think something, so it shall become. But not everything immediately. See, this is where people like they watch the movie The Secret and they go, "Oh, if I think it, it becomes." No, that's silly, because you think 1,000 things every day, but not 1,000 things come to fruition in the next 5 days. So what you get to do is you get to harness the energy and the power of your belief system, and your belief system is love and hate and weirdness and whatever you need. And you push more energy into that. And I've been attempting in most of my life to energize everyone around me to see the light in the world. And I'm not a light worker because I don't believe in that shit. I'm a dark worker because I've been through darkness. And that's why I can just beam light on things, because I come from the black sun. Which is, it's to provide people with the ability not to have to dip into the lower realms of you don't want to get into shamanism to the point where you have to dip into, say, I don't know if you've done psychedelics, if you've ever had a bad experience in life, if you've ever done, I mean, whatever it is, but get into those low realms where you're just like beat up and dragged through the mud and the murky waters and like drowned out and all of the different ideas that you think, like fuck all that shit. You don't need to do that. That's why we speak. We speak to bring light to your day. And just because in the moment we say it, it's not supposed to bring you down. It's supposed to like say, "Hey, we've been there too." So like, "Hey, fucking smile. Get your shit together. Everything's fine. Everything's glorious." Because this is not where we stay. This is not the realm we live in. This we just come back here to put our hands down and say, "Hey, welcome to our fucking glorious existence that we live in." So come join us. And I don't know how long I have to stay here in this realm to always smile upon the people that hate me and try my best at whatever fucking love is. But shit, I'll do this forever if I have to. And hope you feel the love that I have in my heart, because I love all of you. Stay fucking glorious.